So, yeah, you saw the title. I mean, I'm just going to talk about how social media has revolutionized the world and society in general. I mean, if you go back just like not that long ago, I mean, just a few hundred years or even just 50 years, if you were just the best person ever at something, some niche topic or study or anything really, and you weren't famous, powerful, or rich, and you couldn't write a book or get your name into history books, no one's going to know your story. No one's really going to know about you, even in your own time, let alone in 100 years. But that has all changed now with social media. Just literally anybody around the world could just pull out their phone, start talking, and post it. You don't need approval from anyone. You don't need to have anything. It's just made it so accessible to have complete and utter visibility. Previously in history, most people were invisible. And this came with pros and cons, though. I mean, back then you could not have to worry about comparing yourself to literally everyone else in the world like social media has you doing now, where you're comparing yourself to the top 1% of people all the time because you can literally see the entire world, where I feel like the human mind isn't really made for that kind of comparison, because comparison is the thief of joy. But in previous years, I mean, before 20 years ago, nobody could even really do that. I mean, now you can literally see like some rich Dubai prince with like quadruple your net worth just riding around in a Ferrari. But back in the day, the only thing you saw was probably Bill and Joe down at the pub, or whoever's in your local town. You never saw anybody outside your county limits. So you only saw people who you actually interacted with. And I think that's a very important human aspect that people have kind of lost in society today. Everyone has all these grandiose ideas of what life should be in their head because of what they see on social media. But in reality, if you just go through your day-to-day life, you're probably not doing that bad. I myself have been trying to unplug more from social media and just anything that's quick dopamine fixes, just to try and get more in touch with reality, like I've been saying, like a few hundred years ago or even 50 years ago. All this shit didn't even exist, so I've been trying to get back in touch with reality more, of like how humans have existed for thousands of years before this. And it's kind of hard to pull myself out of our time because this is all I've grown up with. I'm 23, so I've just grew up in the internet age, and this is all I've ever known. But looking at history, I mean, obviously it's all I've ever known, but as a human race, none of this existed before 20 years ago. And I'm just trying to keep that in mind and trying to look back to older methods to kind of help myself, guide myself through this life. And I don't want to completely be a dopamine goblin and only, consume reels 24/7 and not be able to hold a actual conversation or have any real life skills. So I think this kind of rebellion against social media, it's kind of something a lot of Gen Z people are going to have to go through, or are going through right now, as a generation that grew up with social media and technology in the way that it is. I think a lot of us just have had this our whole lives and thought it was normal, and a lot of us are coming to see the negative side effects of prolonged use and comparison to literally everyone else in the world, and then just, your fried dopamine and attention span, and all these other side effects that, as a generation that grew up with technology and the internet, we're the first ones, like the little guinea pigs who get to see what it's like and what all the effects are on people who are growing up on this technology and not in a pre-social media world. Obviously, the boomers would always say, like, you're on your phone too damn much. And you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe there is something special to just in-person contact. And I think a lot of people my age will come to this realization too. And like I said, I'm not perfect either. I'm still on my phone a lot, but I'm trying to get better and actually, have some skills and read books and whatnot. But, it's just a learning curve, that's for sure. Someone who grew up always playing video games, always on his phone, I think it's definitely a skill that I will learn over time. But I just wanted to share this because I feel like a lot of people could probably relate.